What's going on, everybody? I hope everyone is doing well. The Celtics come away here with a big win. This one coming against the Houston Rockets. Final score being 113 to 145. 145 points against the 7th best defense in the NBA. That's pretty impressive. I think we have to start with the Jays. This has really been an elite stretch of basketball for both of them. JT and JB are a cohesive unit right now. It's a little bit different though. It's not like a typical star tandem, not a lot of actions involving just the two of them. But what they are doing is recognizing when one has it going, keeping each other in rhythm and feeding the hot hand. Those stretches of one of the Jays being iced out seems to be a thing of the past now. One of the most impressive aspects about their game has been their efficiency. For the month of January, Tatum is averaging 30 points on 50, 55, 85 shooting splits, while JB is averaging 24 on 50, 36, 80 shooting splits, and tonight alone they combined for 59 points on 62% from the field and 61% from three. And that's another big part of what's going on here, right? JT's three ball has really come back around, not just the catch and shoot, but the pull up, the sidestep, it's all clicking, and when he's got that going, he's unguardable. But let's stick on Jaylen Brown for a bit. I thought he was the best player on the floor tonight, not only because of his efficient offense, but he set the tone on the other end of the floor. He had those two monster blocks on Jabari Smith and 2 steals. The pressure he put on the Rockets tonight on that end of the ball was all defensive caliber, and we might as well stay on that too. Before the season started, JB said one of his goals was to be all defense, and throughout the year, he's been campaigning for it here and there. I've listened to some other Celtics talk, and they've laughed at this, but this past month, JB has definitely entered that conversation. He's improved on ball. We saw that tonight against Jalen Green. Off ball for JB has always been a little bit of an issue, but I'm not catching any of those moments where he falls asleep anymore. And about a month ago, I said he's got to get back to that third year Jaylen Brown if he wants to be in the race for all defense, and in my opinion, he has. A good stat that represents that is his rim protection and shot blocking. He's back up around the 80th percentile for wings, and that's exactly where he was in his third year. There was that ringer list that came out about a week or maybe 2 weeks ago, and it ranked Jaylen Brown the 30th best player in the NBA. Personally, I don't see that. If he keeps up this play, this is the best Jaylen Brown we've ever seen. If he keeps this up, he'll definitely add another All-NBA to his resume. Getting back to the overall game though, it's impressive how they dominated this game. I know the Rockets aren't top-tier competition, but putting up 145 on a top 10 defense is never easy. I figured they'd win this game, but by 32 points, I didn't really see that one coming. This game was just another example of how this team is different. The DNA has changed. That blowout loss to Milwaukee would have been enough to send this team reeling, spiraling, but they did the exact opposite. They bounced back and dominate a good team. Celtics got a good performance out of KP tonight, protected the rim well, and more importantly, got that three ball going. Finished 3 for 5 from behind the arc. I don't know if the Rockets' game plan was to let him shoot, which would be strange because he's a sniper, or if they just failed to close out, but either way, keep giving KP easy threes so he can get that part of his game back on track. Also got a good game out of D White. I mean, he always plays well, but more focusing on his shooting. Maybe he's finally working his way out of that post-podcast slump thanks to JJ Redick. It's really important that Derek just stays that offensive player we saw for the first 30 games. When he's scoring at all 3 levels, it opens up the game even more for everybody else. The main story of this game though is of course it's Ime's return to the Garden, and surprisingly all around it was pretty mellow. From Udoka's pregame comments to the crowd's reaction to him and even the players postgame, it does seem like everyone has moved on from the situation. I guess what else are you supposed to do? I might be the only one who hasn't. Being completely honest, there are parts of his coaching and leadership that I miss. It's not to say Joe isn't doing a good job. He's been phenomenal and maybe even better in some aspects, especially when it comes to developing the Celtics offense. But yeah, I do reminisce on Ime, his leadership style, attitude, defensive schemes. I might just be romanticizing his time here because of how special that 2021-2022 season was. But hey, what are you gonna do? Before I close this out, I've been thinking about how to make better content for you guys, more highlights and some in-depth breakdowns for both sides of the ball. But when it comes to this post-game coverage, I'm unsure if I should do this every single game. When you're covering a team like the Celtics who are consistently good, you don't see a ton of change game to game. I'm thinking about doing like 20-minute weekly wrap-ups of all the games they had that week. It might be easier to diversify some of what we talk about, pick up on change and trends. I don't know yet though, nothing is set in stone. I still haven't decided, but if you guys have any opinions on it, let me know in the comments below. But anyways guys, I'm gonna wrap it up right there. If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, subscribe. It's the best and easiest way to support, and it only helps grow the channel, and growing the channel means more Celtics content. As I always say, I will talk to you guys after every single post game, all 82 plus the playoffs, or maybe not after every single post game. Maybe I'll cover in a weekly manner. I don't know. We'll see. I'll talk to you guys for now. January 15th, Toronto. Peace.